Hello, my name is DanRobzProbz and welcome back to another machine add-on. Yes, this is the advanced machines that I showcased off the other day on my channel, but it's been updated, guys, and I really wanted to share this with you because, again, it's blown me away. And also, you guys really like that. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, I will have a little iCard pop up so you can actually go and see the first video, because this is exactly the same world. I've just basically changed the resource pack and behavior pack and updated it. That's what I've done. Because the actual creator, I Am Motionless, has updated it already, which is awesome. So, we are back here. We've got a cow. And, yeah, it all looks pretty similar. But there is, like, from the top of my head, I think there's about 8 new type of machines, if that makes sense, which is pretty cool. I've put it all in here, okay? So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exactly right, Dan. So we have one new thing called a water wheel, and this doesn't require water, it's just a visual thing. It basically just generates 2 RF every second. That's what it does. So it's another one, like a bit like the solar panel. It just basically generates RF for you for free. But this one's quite good. It doesn't actually have a noise, which is quite nice. And this is a chunk loader. Now, this is something I'm going to show you at the very end of the video, how this works. Very awesome. Very cool for something like this add-on. Definitely required if you want to go crazy and build stuff away from your main base or something, if that makes sense. Next, we have a vacuum hopper. This essentially just sucks up anything in a 7 block radius. Okay, that is 7 by 7. So by 7. So it's a whole cube, if that makes sense. Again, I could show you mixed in with the chunk loader how that works, but I do have a bit of an example behind me. Also, we got an auto farmer. Pretty self-explanatory, really. It auto farms for you, but it replants it as well, which is pretty awesome. This one is a crusher, and it essentially just crushes down a cobblestone to gravel and then gravel to sand. This is a matter converter, very similar to the crusher, but it will convert cobblestone into netherrack, sand into soul sand, and then obsidian into crying obsidian. Don't really know the point of the crying obsidian, but maybe you want to make tons and tons of respawn anchors. I don't know. Who knows, eh? And then lastly, we got a cobblestone generator. Obviously, this is all connected to the crusher and the matter converter if you don't have a cobblestone in your world. And then lastly, we have the barrel. And then the barrel, you just put leaves in it, and it basically changes leaves into water. That's all it does. And yeah, I'm going to show you this right now. So hang on a minute. I'm just going to grab some leaves and obviously the actual barrel. I've set up a thing here next to the sieve. And yeah, we can just put this like this. Again, these are all blocks, guys. They're not entities, okay? The only one that is an entity is the power core, like I mentioned in the last video. And yeah, we just literally right click on here. And over time, that will just become some water. So while I'm talking and showing you some other things, we'll let that do its thing, and we'll come and collect the water in a minute, and I'll show you. Just another thing I want to mention as well. Solar panels no longer make that horrible Enderman sound, unless I've somehow turned it off. I'm pretty sure he's actually removed it. Probably because it's super annoying, I would say. But yes, let's grab all these anyway, and get them all out, and show you what they kind of look like quickly. So this is a cobblestone generator, auto farmer, crusher, matter converter, vacuum hopper, chunk loader, and then the water wheel. Again, you could just break all these things with your hand like this. You don't need a tool. They all break the same speed, I think, yeah. But they are going to start functioning because I've got some stuff to show you behind. So I put all the machines back in the barrel, and I'm just hopped into a game mode S here. And I want to show you, hopefully this will change. There we go, perfect timing. And I could just right click and I get given a water bucket, okay? And then obviously I could put more leaves in there, etc. This works for all leaves, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. It just says on the website, works with leaves. But anyway, we're back here. Now, you probably remember this kind of area. I've basically wanted to show you this. I think he might have changed the length of this combustion generator thing. It seems to last a lot longer now, which is really cool. So you kind of get more for your buck, really. Unfortunately, there's still that weird glitchiness, and sometimes 2 pieces of coal will fire out. But hey-ho. But if you don't know, these generate power for this power core. And then this thing is completely full, I'm pretty sure. There we go. It's right-click done. 96,000 RF. That's quite a lot, right? So yeah, I wanted to show you this as well. He's updated the way the conveyor belts work, and it will actually work now if you put a conveyor belt on top of these like machines. As you can see, this machine, on the other video, if you compare it, it would actually change these into like ingots and diamonds and stuff. But now you have to change it a bit like this, look. So you have to use conveyor belts, basically. He's kind of made it a bit more cheaper if you're playing it in survival, I guess. So all in all, it's, you know, it's probably a lot cheaper. That's all that's really happened here. He's just kind of perfected it, I would say. All of the kind of like commands and magic behind it all. But anyway, new stuff then. So this is the auto farmer. You can see it's actually doing its job already. There's been a couple of carrots that are grown, and this thing will harvest crops and replant them in a 7x7 area. So this is what I've done, 7x7, okay? Now, I want to show you something really, really, really weird. I don't know if you can see that. If I look, you can see there's 100%, you can tell there's no water in there. But if I break this, watch this. There's actually water there? So, I want to show you this because this is quite important. You could definitely see these carrots are grown, okay? Now, why are they not being harvested? Now, that is because this actually has to be on the same level as the crops look. If you look at this one, compare it to that one, that's kind of how it farms. Now, I'm actually holding a vacuum hopper here, okay? And it obviously costs 10 RF per second. So you got to make sure you got a load of power on, basically. And a way to collect all this stuff is by just using one of these vacuum hoppers. It will collect things, and you see it will just go above it like that. And then if you set up a conveyor belt, let's try and break some of this so we can get and see this. And then if you put a conveyor belt above it, because he's obviously updated the way the conveyor belts work now, you can actually put it into a hopper like so, and then it will just go into your chest. And away you go. You've got a fully automatic farm, pretty much. As long as you've got a steady flow of coal, or you've got solar generators, or you've got the new water wheels, okay? I haven't actually showed you any of the recipes, bear in mind. So let me just quickly show you that. I've just realized I never showed you, did I? So let's go scroll down here. There we go. And the barrel is just 7 planks. I guess it can be any type of planks. The water wheel is quite pricey, but again, this one is probably one of the best to go for, or the solar generator. But the solar generator is a bit more pricey because you've got to get lapis. If you remember what I said in the last video, lapis is quite rare in this little add-on pack, I should say. The mechanical furnace, all the other things haven't really changed. This matter converter is quite expensive, but gold isn't too bad to get really now. A crusher, again, isn't that expensive. Combustion generators are far too cheap, I think. I think that recipe probably needs to be tweaked a little bit because it's a bit cheap in my eyes. Chunk loader, again, not too bad. But you got to go. But the only thing to worry about with the chunk loader, though, is you can only have 5 in your world. That's what it says on the actual little read up. So I would stick to that. If you have more than 5, it'll probably just get breaking, right? And then the auto farmer. Unfortunately, this one is quite pricey. You need like 4 diamonds, 9 redstone, and a lot of iron, right? And I just want to mention as well, he's actually updated the loot table, the sieve, and you can actually get coal. Thank you, sir. So coal is now a new drop from sieving, which is beautiful because I asked him personally. I've sent him a private message. Can you chuck coal in there? Because obviously these things use coal, and coal's quite valuable if you're playing with this. But anyway, back onto this. So that's just been doing its thing away, and you can see the hopper is kind of just finished now. And that is that. So you got to remember, if you're using the auto farmer, make sure it's in the same level as the actual crops, because I guess it checks on the same level. Okay. So next we got the crushers. Now this is okay, but I feel like it might need a little bit of work, or maybe just remove the ability to get sand, just because sometimes this can. Oh, I need to get rid of that because it's gonna suck it up. By the way, those things work in a 7x7 area. I did tell you that already, but just in case you didn't realize. So obviously, if I threw that there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, just in the actual reach of that. But yes, if I throw this on top of it, it crushes it down into gravel like. But sometimes you can actually make it do it twice. Now, if you're in survival, you can actually click this as well, and it does it, which is quite a nice feature. But you can see where the issue is here. It always seems to change it into sand. So I feel like the way to use these is probably using these conveyor belts, basically. And if you put a block there, hopefully it will push it away in time so it doesn't change it into sand. But again, if you want to get sand, all you need to do is just have gravel. This one works fine, but you can't click it. Look, I'm clicking. I know I'm on the sign there, but you could tell it's not working, that one. So you can only throw it on this one, basically. Whereas the other one, you can actually interact with it, which is quite nice. But yeah, that is pretty much that. Obviously, you can automate this. But this, I feel like this little add-on pack is really driving the way towards like a void world or like a sky factory kind of thing. I feel like that's what iEmotionless is going for here. Right, the other one is the cobblestone generator. This one is super self-explanatory. It just generates cobblestone over time. You just need power. But like I say, I feel like this one needs a bit of tweaking because it's a bit too cheap in a recipe, in my eyes. It's quite OP. But who knows? In the future update, maybe there'll be upgradable versions or something. I don't really know. But either way, cobblestone generator, perfect for the crusher. And then obviously with that cobble, you can obviously chuck it into here and it changes it into a netherrack, look. And if I do this one, sand goes to soul sand. And then the last one, like I say, is a bit odd in my eyes. I don't know why it's actually done crying obsidian. I mean, the only use for it is the respawn anchor, right? Pretty much. But hey, it's in the game, right? Why not? So that is pretty much all of the new stuff here. And lastly, I just want to show you this water wheel. I didn't actually show you that. It hasn't got an animation or anything, but it literally just sits there, a bit like the solar panel one, and it will just generate power over time for this thing. But you got to remember, this thing, everything has to be in a certain radius of this, which is 30 blocks, or a 60 block circumference. If that's how you pronounce that word. But yes, basically, that is all of the new stuff, apart from the beautiful chunk loader. So I've just hopped myself into a game mode C, so obviously creative, and I just want to show you quickly the chunk loader. So if I go to the DRP factory, you can see this is the actual chunk loader. Now, this thing works in a 4-chunk radius, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And like I say, you can only have 5 of these in your world. But yes, I've set up a massive power bank here, and I've got another power core. It's completely different from the other one, which is somewhere over there, okay? If I click this, you can see we've got quite a lot of power, okay? It is going down super rapidly because I got loads of weird stuff going on. But I wanted to make sure that this was actually working while I'm over there, you see? And it is. This is completely full. And we got auto farming crops going on here, which is pretty cool. So I've actually set this up quite interestingly. Obviously, this vacuum hopper only detects in a 7-block radius, 7 by 7. So you can see that is that whole area. But it won't actually pick up these bottom ones. So I've got another one under here, look, which is connected to a bubble elevator. And this bubble elevator is going up here. And you can see there's a potato now, look. And basically, it will pick up things in that stream. Or if it doesn't pick it up, the stream just pushes it in there. And it goes in. It's pretty cool. But what I'm going to do is clear out all this, okay? And we're going to go and turn on tick speed. I'm going to have to do this. Okay, that's probably long enough. It's not really a few minutes. It's about 30 seconds, okay? So let's go and have a look and see if we've got any potatoes. I mean, I can definitely see this sub. Oh, maybe it doesn't actually work then. Interesting. Maybe it only works in a certain radius. Maybe I've misunderstood this. So I've just been reading up on it again. It does say a 4-chunk radius. So initially that should have worked. So maybe that isn't actually working or functioning properly yet. I don't really know. But let's go and have another look and let's see if we got any potatoes. There's quite a lot going on this time. Yeah, again, I don't think it's actually working. I don't know. Either way, it's supposed to work, so maybe I'm doing something wrong. But anyway, guys, I'm DanRobzProbz. Thank you very much for watching, and that is a updated video on advanced machinery. This add-on is getting super, super cool, and I cannot wait, again, for future updates, man. Oh, what else is he going to add? Who knows, eh? But anyway, thank you very much for watching, and take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye!